This is how your BezelEase will arrive in a nice cardboard box. And when you open up the box, there's another box. In this box, I'm going to take this box out, set it down here, and we're going to open up this box. And the first thing that you're going to see is your instructions. And your instructions will detail everything you need to know about using BezelEase. Once you take the instructions out, here's your BezelEase packed nice and tightly in a hard foam container, and it contains the complete BezelEase put together and an Allen wrench for tightening and loosening screws as you need. So we're going to take out our BezelEase, place it over here. We're going to take out our Allen wrench, set it over here, and set the box on the side. And here you go. So let's take a look at BezelEase. Okay, it's a stainless steel device, and it contains a total of 7 parts. So let's take it apart and see what we got. We have 2 Allen screws, stainless steel, and then we have the cover plate. Notice the cover plate has slots on either side. The slots are on one side 2 millimeters wide and 2 millimeters deep, and on the other side it's 3 millimeters wide and 2 millimeters deep. When you use BezelEase, if you want to make a bigger than 2 millimeters, all you have to do is double it. So every other one would give you a 4 millimeter bezel. Every other of the 3 would give you a 6 millimeter bezel. So you have the ability to make a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 6 millimeter bezel. You'll notice inside here the hole is smooth. There are no threads. The next thing you'll notice are these 2 plates. These are called spacer plates. One of them is 20 millimeters thick and the other one is 16 millimeters thick. And if you'll notice, the holes are a little offset so that when you put them on this side, they snuggle up right to the edge of your slots on the 2 millimeter side, and they are approximately 7 millimeters from the other sides. So from here to here is 7 millimeters, from here to here is 2 millimeters. Both plates are the same thing. If you want to change the widths, all you have to do is turn around your spacers, and now on the 2 millimeter side you have a 7 millimeter space, and on the 3 millimeter side you have a 2 millimeter space. So these are your 2 spacers, and this is the back of the device, and you'll notice that this side over here has threads in it. Lastly, you have a stainless steel Allen wrench. And those are all the parts of BezelEase. Let me demonstrate a little bit about how BezelEase works. You can do very thin bezels, 26 gauge or thinner. You can do very thick gauge. You can do 10 gauge or 8 gauge if you'd like. So you can make bezels pretty much any size you want. If you want to make real thin bezels, then you just don't use the spacers. So on an example that right now, we're not going to use our spacers. So we take our device and we're going to put these two pieces together, and we're going to start our Allen screws. And when I put my Allen screws in, you notice I can make a space in between there. So I'm going to take this piece of bezel that I've already started to use, and I'm going to show you how to place it inside BezelEase. So I'm going to open up the space over here. I'm going to slide my material in, and then I'm going to just snug my Allen screws. And then I will bring the metal up to the edge of my slots or castellations. And then what I would do is I would take a saw and I would saw all of these going down here. Now, just for ease of cutting, I like to use a drill vise. So I can place the unit in here and snug it up, and then I can take my Allen wrench and snug up these screws. It's brand new, so my Allen wrench is a little snug. And there we go. You don't want to squeeze it too tight because you don't want to distort the metal. Then you would take your jeweler's saw, and I like to use burr life. And then you can start at one of the slots and lay it inside the slot. And I like to get it, since it's brand new, it's a good idea to run the slots once for yourself. And you just continue down the line. Then when you're finished, you take out your BezelEase, you loosen up your hex nuts, and again, it's brand new, so there we go. It's nice and tight, nice and snug, brand new. And I loosen this up. I take my metal out, and then I'm going to take these screws out. And I'm going to put the spacer plates in. So I want to have a 2 millimeter deep. So I'm going to place the spacer plates on, and I'm going to put the cover on. The cover has no slots, that has no threads. Put the one screw in. Put the other screw in. Now with the spacer plates in there, as you can see, the spacer plates allow for a little step. And that step allows you to lay your material on top and hold your material from sliding down too far. So I had already completed the slots on this side, so all I have to do is take the slots and then put them in horizontal all the way to the end. Oops. and then line them up as closely as I can with the other slots. So the better that you lay the slots in, the better cut you'll have. So I like to take my saw and I like to lay it in there and just to check to make sure that my slots are okay. Once I'm satisfied with my slots, I'm going to tighten this up again. And once again, I'm going to get the tight-fitting Allen wrench in there and just snug up. So now I have the slots that I made before that I can use as a guide, and I have the 2mm slots all lined up and ready to go. So starting at one side or the other, you can make your side slots. Once again, it's a lot easier if you use either your home vise or a drill vise. I just like the drill vise because it sits right on top of my working area. Once again, put a little bit of burr life on. And then you don't want to cut too deep, so maybe 2 or 3 cuts. Okay, a little stiff. All right, there we go. And so forth and so on down the line. Once you're finished cutting all your slots all the way down, you can take your metal out. Once you're finished cutting all your slots all the way down, you can loosen up BezelEase. And here are your slots all the way down, your castellations all the way down. Now I suggest that before you proceed with this, you would anneal the metal, and then you continue on to make your bezel around your stone and finish your piece from there. So afterwards, it's a good idea to brush off BezelEase and just brush off the slots so you don't accumulate any debris in there. And if you want to, it's not a bad idea just to hit it with a little bit of oil just to keep it lubricated. And that's pretty much it for how BezelEase works. So enjoy BezelEase. If you'd like to hear more about BezelEase, contact us at www.BezelEase.com. And there's lots of information, lots of additional instructions, videos, photographs, and places for you to put your comments on how much you like BezelEase. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.